Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, Mirror Mirror. This channel is being created for the fun of it. So I can come out of the cold and you can come out from in the cold with these obnoxious, toxic people. I promote submerging yourself in your most authentic self so that you can be successful and prevail in dealing with any degree of bullying going on in your life. Especially if don't have to be diagnosed to be narcissistic. You don't have to be an actual NPD. That's narcissistic. It's just a personality disorder. I'm building that library up. I have one job, and that is to just make one video a day, which is what I did before. I have one job and have fun doing it. It's my sole purpose to help the collective. There's just so much narcissism out there in society. It's ridiculous. So you come on in here and you get comfortable. Ooh, I think we're up to what in the library? 5 videos. The first one that got 15 views is now an old video. This is all we got, kiddos. It's going to take me some time. I have one job: to create a soul tribe that we get together in our little coffee clutch every morning, and we do all sorts of things and we have fun. But the title, let me see the title. Gosh, close to demon possessed, a narcissist, liar, pants on fire this morning from what I could see. I'm using the Domestic Housewives deck along with my own, but I have to get over there on the other side. If I really need you to help me, you gotta hit that notification bell, people. You have to comment at least 8 words to help the algorithm, or it will not put the videos out. Are we clear? That's how it works now. This is metaphorically, I would say it'd be characterized as what being demon possessed was in the Bible, because that's what I'm talking about in reference to the Bible. But close to demon possessed, a narcissist is a liar, pants on fire. Let me see here. They lie and they project their insecurities onto you. It's almost like you're a proxy to take on their uncomfortable emotions and feelings that they just don't want in their own skin. So somehow they figured out how to push that off on you. It's in a way, it's like they punish you so hard because that's how hard they will punish themselves on the inside. Oh, so filled with shame and guilt. They'll never admit to that. They would have to be wrong. Oh, in my opinion, based on my real life experiences, though. The only reason I knew these toxic behaviors when I was I've been married 39 years. When I was newly married to him, I recognized, because my mother I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, but School of Hard Knocks people, that woman was diagnosed by a licensed professional as a narcissist. And early on, it wasn't like an avalanche or being, a bomb dropped on me. He started subtly, but it was the same tactics that she used, so that fortunately for me, this is to God's glory. I could counteract it because I'd been dealing with her for 30 years before I married him. It's 29 or 30 when I got married, so. We're not living in the 50s anymore. The 1950s were not the glory days, people. I don't do, politics and stuff like that, but I'm going to tell you, from my own mother, working with when we were very first married, and it wasn't until like 3 years ago when I had Auntie Grayrock up and running and cooking with gas, something started to change in him because I was doing Auntie Grayrock. What was going on the inside of me was starting to happen on the outside. In the same house I lived, it tamed him doing Auntie Grayrock. So that's why my first channel is Auntie Grayrock and Mirror Mirror. A lot of you learned who I am. You called me Auntie. Well, now my name is Kim. You knew that back then. But you can call me Auntie. I learned from her, and then as a newlywed, never challenge or use ulteriors with these narcissistically inclined bullies. You don't have to be a narcissist to be acting ugly like this. Never challenge or use ulterior motives. Ulteriors. You do this or I'm going to... No, they will feed off of that. But you're being attacked, not the narcissist. Them attacking you, they're projecting on you, they're really attacking themselves. And as hard as they attack you, they attack themselves in their own skin. They're not going to tell anyone that. Observe closely, but do not take on the words pushed past a poisoned tongue. They do. The narcissist has a poisoned tongue. Snaky snake energy this morning during my meditation. They've trained you to try to walk away, and then they'll say something extraordinarily painful or a bunch of things to pull you back in. So you'll walk right back over and let them do more damage to you. Don't do it. Walk away. Tell them, no, you want to argue. Nope, you just want to argue. I'm not doing it. You walk off and you go do your own self. You keep your inner peace. Using your most authentic self, your highest self. The more you take on your most authentic self, you become your higher self. A future version of yourself that lacks for nothing. You lack for nothing, and that's a timeline that it is holding open for you. And it's almost like the toxic people subconsciously, I guess, or something, have a hunch that you're getting ready to leap into that timeline that's being held open for you to do the work you're supposed to be doing, that the divine assigned to you. They're trying their hardest to keep you from waking up spiritually and finding out who you really truly are and loving that, all parts of yourself. Do not show them that you are suffering if they do land. Hook you with those, almost like a fishing hook, but it's energy. It's attacking energy. It's bitterness, hatred. Those aren't just emotions. Those are actual energies that human beings use and carry when they do not communicate maturely. Do not show them that you are suffering, that you are hurt feelings, or on any level. Don't you let those tears well up. They'll drink your tears. They want to drink your tears. Don't give them. On my channel, I teach you whatever it is du jour that they want from you. Your most authentic self will get to the bottom of it in a nanosecond. And whatever that is, there's no merit to what they do to you. It's not righteous. They don't want to solve a problem so they can, no, you don't understand. No, you don't know. No, that won't work. No. Because they don't want to solve anything. They just want to be right and aggressively lat into you. And you didn't do anything. You've never deserved it. And they've done just way too much. They'll double down on the nasty outburst if you show them. Google what observe, don't absorb is. You enter on my channel. Last time I taught you what I do is I don't engage him. I know when he's starting down those. I don't have time. I don't have time. It's all they have. They don't want to grow or learn. I know that's sad, but it's your reality, collective. Refuse to do tit for tat is what that means. Disengage. They are engaging you. You're about to get walloped. I teach you that what I do is I approach him. I give myself less than 30 seconds to say what my objective is, that it's not a debate. And I'm sorry, but you have to say it every time. This is not an argument or a debate. I'm setting a boundary. And then you try to say a complete sentence after you say that you are going to set a boundary. I learned to do this when he was in the middle of his entitlement. I'd say, I'm not doing this. Interrupt, won't let me get a word in. Boundary. Just like that. Boundary. This is the boundary. La 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 la. If you interrupt me and I'm the only one who gets to decide, you do not control this. I have an obligation or responsibility to the household or the child, but not to you. You interrupt me, we're done. Whatever it is that you want. The answer is no. Because you're trying to manipulate me. No, that's just you. Okay, now that's 2 marks. 1 more mark and I decide when the cutoff point is. Are you going to listen? He used to go, no. And then it was, where are you going? Now it's, are you going to listen? He gets real quiet and he listens. That's how you tame a bully, even if you're married to him. He was worse when we were first married. We've been married 39 years now, and I just don't put up with this. I told you. I had a really rough childhood with a mother like that. That's a narcissistic mother. That's not pleasant at all. Ever, your whole life. And that's because you're not a kid anymore and ran off and got married. It didn't stop. She doubled down once I married. She took sides with him. Yeah, it's like they ganged up on me to ruin my adult life too. And I said to them both, no. And that was 5 years ago. 6 actually, before the big epidemic thingy hit. Disengage on all levels, especially your etheric body, because that's what they're damaging. That's what they're shredding. And then it actually hits fatigue and you feeling confused and fog, like you got cotton in your head, fog from the cognitive dissonance clogging up your little head. Your etheric body has been being shredded, if you know it or not, by a bully, or if they are a narcissist for real. It doesn't matter. That's what happens to you, collective. It's all of their toxicity and cruelty aimed only at you because you're the yummiest supply in the land. We're not living in the 1950s. Okay, now, it's men like my toxic husband, and before him, I didn't know when I got married to my husband, no one let me into the deal that apparently I was also married to my father-in-law. Yeah, both of them would gang up on me with a newborn baby, cut my knees out beneath me metaphorically, had no power, had no say, financially abusing me. Who want to believe that they're warrior princes, my husband, of the highest order because they have authentic or brave women's eye rolls with their power over women. We're baby boomers. We know who Henny Young was. Take my wife, please. Those were jokes that passed as a joke in the 1950s, ladies. Gee, that's not positive. That was a joke. It targets the housewife of the narcissist, just like other poor targets of the narcissist in every walk of life. We had a special fresh hell, ladies, in the 1950s. And here I am still in 2025 because the way his father set it up, that's my father-in-law. Even though he passed away a long time ago, now my husband and my son have me, or trying to force me, a square peg in a round hole, that metaphorically, that I'm still living in a sexist trope in the 1950s, and it's 2025. And to the toxic one, the toxic's presence in my life, I'm a mere mortal woman. That sexist trope in my life needs to be purged, because he keeps using that trope. He'll tell people he's a man, but he's a feminist. No. Maybe he doesn't know what that word means. Now, misogynist, metaphorically, I think that that's the definition that he resonates with. It's a narcissist mindset. He can't help it. He's toxic. Life needs to be purchased with a woman's submission. Did you hear that? And if I demand equality, the narcissist will reject me entirely. Oh, he did. It was painful, and no one helped me work through that pain. But I did it. The narcissist uses this threat of male abandonment, which the males have leveraged against me for almost this one for 39 years, and he keeps doing it to keep me down, well, forever. He learned it from my father-in-law, the patriarch of his family, the head poobah, his father. In recent decades, the strategy for them both has lost some teeth, though, to my husband's chagrin. For now, I'm not in danger of being destitute for the sin of being too uppity, and I'm a woman. Or, God forbid, I know what it is. It chaps his behiney. He hates my authentic self. It is a threat to him if he is a narcissist diagnosed or not. He still does the behavior regardless of what he is or isn't. All I know is God made my soul go through that with my mother so that when I was a full-grown-ass woman, I hope you got the children out of the room. You know my videos are not for children. I'm not doing it. I burst my narcissistically inclined husband's bubble of idiocy back in 2021. Yeah, 1921. That feels like it, doesn't it, ladies? We couldn't vote. We couldn't do anything. At least that's our grandmothers. Women couldn't do anything without their husband's permission. I leveled up spectacularly. The premise that he was taught so long ago, and his father before him, and his father's father, and so on and so forth, was that a man's value is so self-evident that a woman should subjugate herself to keep a man happy. Which means long before their birth, there was the liturgy of the patriarch, ladies. And the liturgy of the patriarch was treated, it still is, as gospel in the 1950s era. And it wasn't just in America. The right for the liturgy of the patriarch is so nostalgic. They're nostalgic for it now in 2025. Has also lost its shine. Why? The women folk aren't going to do this. Once we figure it out, we're not doing it. Straight up, women, in their most authentic true selves, are increasingly asking men to demonstrate real worth by being a partner instead of an entitled and domineering obnoxious person every day. In my opinion, the narcissist is actually terrified and having to actually step up and be something more than a paycheck and a pulse, so they can keep driving the point home every single day that they can lord over a woman for that reason. Or lord over me. No, he doesn't lord over me. Not anymore. I'm not a female enabler like generations of women in my family's history. Pretty much all of our grandmothers and great-grandmothers all the way back, they really believed that female submission was a man's birthright. No. We're still human beings, ladies. So it translates in 2025 still into every narcissist is quite angry about the changing norms, that the 3D world they live in is changing. In 1985, I was a housefrau. Now in 2025, I'm still classified to fit a criteria. I thought this was so funny, the trad wife. Yeah, well now the trad wife of 1985 is the displaced homemaker now and baby boomers in 2025. It's a trad wife fantasy that my narcissistic one is pining away for, the days when, quote, women, WIMMIN, end quote, didn't have rights, so women had no choice but put up with men's crap. A narcissist isn't courageous or assertive or independent at all. They're very codependent and needy. It's disgusting. The neediness that it grows into over the decades is nauseating. All of our grandfathers, great-grandfathers, to some degree, they did it. All narcissists are whiny babies who threw temper tantrums. And I chose to carry on for the whole married life because I told my husband long ago, make your own sandwich. I'm not making you a sandwich. You lost your mind. Have you? Men should stand up straight to project dominance over women. That's the narcissist motto, the liturgy of a narcissist. Your narcissist fantasizes about his or her own rebirth. I know we have to switch these energies around because I read energies. But your narcissist, man or female, fantasizes about their own rebirth of, if they're a man, male dominance over women 24/7. And the narcissistic woman would be going after, that's what my mom would do. Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? You should be, she was perfect back in the day. You should be meeting your man at the door. She didn't. She would give advice to her friends to do things that she herself would not do. That's also part of their schemas, their toxic schemas. With all due respect, I must steel myself and learn that it is possible not to flinch when a once cherished partner becomes a ruthless stranger in no time at all, gobsmacking for no reason. And they turn on you. It's like, well, narcissists, it's in the Bible. Narcissists have such a low vibration and they're so weak-willed that attachments and little demonic influences, or if not, I'd say the devil himself goes up to your narcissist and says, do this to collective, and they do it. They're weak. They're that weak. On this channel, I have friendships that make me braver and smarter and stronger. That's why I'm trying to grow a soul tribe here. Alone? I don't think so. It's easier to be disheartened by an opponent who seeks advantage by constantly unearthing new lows, fighting dirty. They only have one winning strategy and they never win. That's what I'm telling you. When you come out of the mind fog, and you will as you start healing yourself, claiming your authentic self, loving the parts of you that they keep trying to get you to tear your own self down. And when you won't, they double down. And when you won't, they triple down. I remind myself who I am. I fortify my defenses energetically, and I'm doing so clearly, able to clear out some of the toxins that way, using my authentic self, and clear those toxins out of my own life. And we still live under the same roof. Darkness is darkness when it engulfs you, collective. And if you don't get through it, it doesn't matter how frivolous the originating source of the darkness may be. I'm sure the feeling is common enough to want to belong to something or someone, but now, in my case, in my opinion, for 39 years of this, the damage came. However, when not knowing that you're with a malignant person is just devastating. I couldn't believe it when the scales fell away from my eyes. When I was, oh no! But it grew my soul. Not everyone gets to be an earth angel. You have to fit a specific criterion when you make the grade. They keep pushing you forward, because if not, you're going to go backwards to Team Cloven Hoof. And then God will turn his back on you because you rejected the blessing of being an earth angel or a light worker. And some of you don't even know you are that. You're right now letting everything fall by the wayside, and clearly you can see what your soul purpose is, and you're supposed to be doing that. I wasn't put on this earth for all these people to do this stuff to me, except I had to go through all that hardship so that I could help humanity and help people who do not know what the dickens to do. These people, why all of a sudden, and then blaming everything on you, and you didn't, and you defend yourself, and it worked before, but no, they were manipulating you. They were hiding it. That's what narcissists do. I mentally beat myself up, morally and emotionally, for how much? Real time? Let's see, I'd say in the 35th year, 4 years ago. I took on too much, just too much. I had to unburden myself because none of that was mine. They burden you with stuff that isn't yours. Quit it. Don't do it. It's amazing how free you are. It's time for me to kick that pointless longing out for good. Oh, I did that in the very beginning when I healed myself. They have free will. They have choice. If they don't want to treat me properly, then I will go over here and do me. And this is what I suggest you do. But the real punishment perpetrated on me is your narcissist or bully is someone who doesn't communicate maturely because they choose not to. And that's the hard part that you have to get over. The real punishment is that feels like metaphorically what I'm saying, but it feels like you're being kicked in the teeth. I can't always get what I want from the marriage or from my toxic husband, but if I try sometimes and embrace who I truly am and grow into my higher self in the future version of myself that lacks for nothing, well, that's good. That's good on me. Well, I might find I get what I need. I must appreciate how much my self-respect matters and to keep growing into my authentic self. I want to be in my higher self. That's golden. So, let me get over here. I'm sorry I have to do this on my phone. That's all I got. I don't have a camera, so I have to actually physically walk around over there. Now then, one trick they use is I'm part of the psychic community in the land of enchantment for decades. And he picked up on the jargon so that he could, I guess, double down on it. He's playing 4-dimensional toxic chess with me. He saying how, because I had told him when we first before we got married, that we were twin flames. Oh, I don't believe in what you believe in. Okay. See, early on he was trying to, oh, but it's so cool. I went, oh, okay. It just flummoxed him. Well, it kept a growing. He knows that you are their twin flame. Or at the very least, he learned the jargon, or somehow we're tied together as like soulmate or something, right? He knows like grabbing words that he doesn't know what any of it means, but since they are know-it-alls, they will fake it and bore you to tears. What it is he uses this as a hook all the time, the whole time we've been together, because they want you back because they did something to you. Well, for some of you, you're not going back. No, not ever. They're doing this because it worked when you were several versions of yourself that were weak and gave in to them, and they want you to go back to that. So they want you back. So if you see the little the ants, A-N-T-S, they want to be with you. Run. You can see the little ant with angel wings is fencing with the narcissistic ant, while the girl ant, there's no gender in tarot, so you you keep what resonates with you and you live the rest of it alone and let that energy go to someone else in the soul tribe when we have one that who's gonna need it. Then I like the middle one. To heal yourself is with any rebirth, and that's what reclaiming every single day you're reborn as you claim more of your most authentic true self. Got it? And you don't go back to those old versions at all. Ew. And new beginnings. At first, let it be unsettling and even a bit messy. It's supposed to be. So there's the little ant throwing his crutches away. Now then, the last one is the dimension of consciousness. This is what we've popped when I have a soul tribe and you watch this video because they are timeless. This dimension of consciousness right now in this video, this is where you observe your own soul consciousness. Got it? Your soul decided to take a sliver of itself and put you down here on earth to grow your soul. Got it? So right now, when we have a soul tribe or family, you will be learning that you observe a collective. See, we're the collective consciousness right now. Got it? Everybody. Your narcissist, you, everybody on the earth, for good or bad, is part of that collective consciousness. You observe a collective experience each lifetime when your soul decides it wants to learn something, takes a sliver of itself, and bango, boingo, you're born. So you can observe and learn karmic lessons of many lifetimes at one time. You set goals in the 8D consciousness to set the best time to incarnate. See, that's what you did to get here, your soul to get you here, to reach higher vibrational goals while you're down here learning it. How you doing today? I told you I have one job. To make a video. To make a video every day. How you doing, collective? You hanging in there? Now then, from my notes, before we clarify it using the tarot. This is a vibration for positive changes. Let's see what the first card is. This is the Six of Swords. By embracing your most authentic self every day, you keep moving to smoother, calmer waters that, like when we first started exploring lines to China and such, in the 1800s, and branching out at about that time before we hit the industrial age. Well, this is like a renaissance for you. Every day is a renaissance for you. You are exploring. You're traveling to places energetically that and you're loving it. It's so positive. And it's bringing positive changes, not like you were an ogre, but it's actually bringing positive changes that come about for you to enjoy. You need to have some fun in life. Things have been just way too serious. You need to cut up. You need to laugh more. Because laughter is very positive. There's some very complicated issues and circumstances, and they are bringing a final phase to a conclusion. That means all that bumpy, churning, rocking the boat, standing up in the boat, creating chaos and drama, never ends 24/7. Some of you, oh, you're positively radiant. Before you found this channel, you already started really getting to know who you really are. Because unfortunately, the longer an intimate partner is with, diagnosed or not narcissist, theoretically, this is just my opinion, it's true. Studies have shown, they've talked to people who've survived this for a very long time. They trying to make you miserable like them, make you ugly on the inside and outside like they are. That's what they're after, to make you an extension of them. Misery loves company. And they can't stand it when you're happy, especially. So they have to smash you, because that's how they're going to get exotic supply off of you. Narcissistic supply. By watching you suffer, react, whatever it is, for good or bad, they're feeding off your energy, sucking it straight out of your solar plexus. So you can't shine. They're forcing you to dim your light. But now, some in the soul tribe this morning, you just radiating. Oh, you're glowing. And you're getting downloads so that you are leveling up, because you're loving yourself. You're being protected, and energies from the divine coming up under you. You're being awarded kudos. Kudos, collective, for always doing your best to maintain, having a positive impact on those who love to be around you. It's because you're a delight. You are a delight. The divine is encouraging you. Love on that vibration by loving on yourself. The vibration, He extends this vibration, God, and the divine, all the powers that be. And it's for you to continue to believe in yourself. It's that simple. And the power of you believing in yourself and radiating all of that darkness, it starts disappearing. It evaporates. It's energy. It evaporates. It doesn't like it, so that dark energy goes somewhere else where it's going to be growing itself. It can't grow in positive environment. That's why they try to stop you from loving yourself and being happy. But you do it. You just keep going. You know you have a deep spiritual connection, and they don't have a right. They think they can stop it. They think that they can take or stop you from getting your blessings that you've already claimed. I know they're silly, huh? God sustains you through your intuitive abilities, the vibration. During the visualization this morning, it moved me almost to tears of happiness. I'm happy for you, emotionally, from my heart space to yours. You are vibing at a new level. Before I had Auntie Grayrock, because I'm part of the psychic community in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Santa Fe. And we did a symposium in Colorado Springs. And this little Air Force, Colorado Springs, it's a little Air Force people town, you know, newly joining the Air Force. And they're all excited because they're going to be in the Air Force. And they got these little houses lined up that are so pretty. It's the cleanest town I'd ever seen, Colorado Springs. The bus station was spotless. Even the platforms where the buses would pull up were spotless. And they were outside. No oil, no schmutz. That was the cleanest town on earth, Colorado Springs. Anyway. Here's a note about adapting the white light meditation to heal the inner child. And that's what I saw this morning for my visualization, the work I do. Your divine masculine goes to the divine feminine. We each have a masculine and a feminine energy in each of our little souls, in our little body, okay? It's energy. Well, spiritually, once you keep leveling up, you go from just being just normal masculine or feminine energy, and you two, those are elevated to you become a divine inner masculine, a divine inner feminine that work together in your own skin so that what you think on the inside of you magically through your authentic self and loving yourself starts to manifest to culmination quickly in the outside world. Well, that's different, whereas you were everyone pushing against me. When the narcissist is pushing against you, give them no resistance. They fall on their face. You just gently, peacefully step aside, and their own momentum, like jiu-jitsu. And you keep doing that. You take away all resistance, they can't fight. They can't get you, and they can't suck the life energy out of you. They're like a little energy. They're like a vampire in literature. Only instead of you know what, they learn how to, I guess, and if they've written the book that way, Bram Stoker, I guess Dracula would have reached into their solar plexus and just taken their essence, their life force, not their, you know, instead of biting them and stuff, to get nourished that way. Ew. But that's the analogy I was seeing. For this white light meditation, though, it's showing your inner divine masculine goes to the inner divine feminine and says, this is what we need to do to shore up the collective's inner child. Excuse me, my nose is itching. That's my spirit guides. She says, all right, if we do this, then I'm going to suggest that we handle it this way. Then that's her 2 cents she put in there. And she hands it back to the inner divine masculine so that he can take action. The divine feminine doesn't take action. She's receptive. She stays grounded, balanced, and centered, not in the past, not in the future, because that could be anxious. She's in the present tense. She's able to magnetize what they both need to help the inner child for you collective. Okay? So what I saw was this child is it's loving itself unfettered. This is self-love. This is your inner child by you every day in the icky 3D world dimension we live in that's low vibrational. Isn't it toxic out there sometimes, isn't it? It takes on, and the inner child takes on its authentic true self to build its self-esteem, to the inner child able to tell its truth, and for your inner child to activate and glow. This child is loving itself, it's liberated, it feels safe and loved and secure, feeling fine. I feel fine. Feeling love from you with your inner divine masculine and your inner divine feminine energies coming together, and they are holding your inner child. Got it? The inner child thrives because you every day keep loving yourself and doing playful things that are fun. Not, working no play is boring. You need, what did you do as a child? I drew all the time. That's why I show you cartoons. I drew these cards, the major arcana. I drew all of these cards and a whole deck of tarot cards because that sustains my inner child even though I'm full grown. The inner child thrives. A metamorphosis occurs to create radiant glow. It's a sacred union between your inner divine masculine and your inner divine feminine are happy together, making love and taking care of your inner child as their parent, as that inner child's parents, in your own heart space, in your own skin. Metaphorically, because we're on YouTube. You are metaphorically your inner divine feminine. They're having the time of their little inner world lives there in your inside of your heart space. Okay, so those are the notes from the white light meditation. I did that earlier. The truth is what matters. Your most authentic self isn't fazed by their demonic tendencies. Anyone can behave poorly and be demonic. It doesn't mean they're literally, like in the Bible, demon possessed. It just means it's an extremely obnoxious behavior, over the top, that's just rife with devil energies. The truth is what matters. Your most authentic self isn't faced by their demonic tendencies, tantrums, outbursts, blame twisting, gaslighting, future faking. Just because your light irritates their inner demons to no end is what I'm talking about here. Your light irritates their inner demons, bubble up, and they at you all the time. It doesn't entitle them to be abusive. Just because your light irritates someone, anybody, they do not have a right to attack you. You don't attack people. I mean, where do these people get off? You set boundaries, though. Why are you yelling? I'm not yelling. This is the perfect answer to that, especially ladies. I'm not yelling. It's just that you force me into my male dominant. You force me into my masculine. And you just called me obnoxious. That is projection. How come men are allowed to speak their piece and raise their voice and that's my way of having it? and speak their piece or their truth. But if a woman raises her voice, she's guilted and shamed for it. I'm just acting the way you act all the time. I'm in my masculine. Deal with it. That's part of my authentic self, and if you don't like it, it's too bad. See, that's me and my authentic self. I'm not a poser. I'm an empath. I'm not faking it. You are, because you, I guess metaphorically, are a narcissist. Huh. Yeah. The pouty toxic phase. Because you just run rings around them logically. Okay? Just because your light irritates them to no end, it doesn't entitle them to be abusive and terrorize you. It's ridiculous. So, I could see this morning some of you dealing with this ouch cube bundle of nerves just puffing its chest out, trying to make itself look bigger, to intimidate, of course. The one-trick pony, it's all they've got. And once you realize that, your authentic self goes, I've got this. I'm not doing it. Not doing this. Fed up, not doing it. You keep growing in your spirituality when they act accordingly, and they act out. And then you step in with the divine protecting you. They don't have any protection. Some of you have been told by your spirit team to wish them well on their way in health and wealth, and white light them and pray for them, because they're going to get their karma and they're going to need that. So you love on them. That's what we do on this channel. We love and light them because we know they're going to get their karma. We don't wait for it, because then we would get bad karma and it would keep us from doing what we're supposed to be doing. For 15 minutes out of your day, you're not doing the light work you're supposed to be doing. You're going to have to burn off some karma because you were gloating or did something wrong. And they're going to make you correct it because you work for the divine. We're not perfect. Give me an earth angel, you still get into trouble and they put you in. Okay, I'll do it right from now on. Now, you keep growing. Are all the children out of the room? My video's not for children. This is a dark, devilish, dark, stinky energy. I was sticky like a molasses. If you've ever gotten a little bit of molasses on your hand or something and go back to sticky, and then everything will stick to you like you wouldn't believe. Okay? It was that kind of an energy, a tarry, sticky, once it grabs on, or like a parasitical. This is energy I'm talking about. Not a person. This is like an energy, not a real person. An ambiance. An atmosphere. But that devil is energy lodged in your narcissist, metaphorically. And it is making these inner demons that I don't think it's like they're scraping the bottom of the demon barrel. This other thing keeps bubbling up. And the narcissists carry very low vibration anyway. And they're desperate. Why isn't it working? So that's why they keep doing more and more and more. And what they're doing is they're building up more and more really bad karma for themselves. And they think that because they haven't had to get to pay accountability for an awful lot that they did, you were still being watched by the divine. And now a judgment. They're going through a judgment. Well, so are you. Don't gloat. Don't wait to see if they're getting karma. That's bad karma for you and your light worker. Don't you do it. You quit it. Some of them carry these devilish little attachments, these demonic little creepy, yucky spiritual warfare, weapons or principalities, psychic attack, metaphorically. This energy lives like a parasite. It's like a great big demonic tick that has a big tick that has latched onto your ouch cube bundle of nerves, your toxic person, and has now buried its head into them. It's just, you're not going to blast me out with dynamite. They chose. It's not your job to do anything about it. That's, you surrender it to the divine. They want you to help them so that they want you to mess up your connection with the divine any way that they can. To make you doubt it, to make you drop it, to make you stop. Yeah, make you stop having your connection with God or Jesus and the divine and everybody, because you're going to go be with them forever. Demonic spirits are used by these demonic principalities, or these are energies that existed. That's when you get a bad feeling. Well, that energy's been around for a gajillions of years. Where you get a bad hunch and sure enough something bad happens, or horrific world event or something. See, it's energy that kicks things into play, and the collective consciousness, like Christmas. You know what Christmas spirit is? Yes. It's the collective consciousness of people from the very beginning, like when he was born and stuff, for Christmas, right? That for how many millennial, it seems like, by the time we had something to celebrate called Christmas, it collects that energy of around the world that we live on. We all cop that vibe, and now we keep growing it. Just why Christmas carols and songs and hearing Christmas music will trigger you in a positive way, because you're tapping into maybe a Renaissance Christmas, a band of time that you're tapping into, because we do it all the time. We always can jump into little timelines that fascinate us, like the Renaissance and how they celebrated Christmas is way different than how we do it now. But it was the spirit in the human beings, the collective consciousness. That's why today, I don't have the Christmas spirit yet, because it's energy. Energy doesn't die or unalive, I guess. I'm sorry. Metaphorically, energy can't die. It's energy. It's not a person. It's energy. So, I know for some of you this morning, sometimes problems seem insurmountable. Because them trying to push you to the bottom of the Wheel of Fortune. They can't. They think they have some special power. They don't. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune, Holy Spirit. I don't care what gender is in tarot. There's no gender, but the energy is the divine feminine's wisdom to be receptive and stay receptive so that you can magnetize your soul and attract in what it is that you need. Not what you want or desire. That's ego. What you need to be complete, to draw in what completes you, not other people on the outside, going inward. You've always gone inward. But you weren't able to, some of you, not all of you, you've gone really strong, and then they would set something up, and you found yourself going back to these old versions of yourself that you've outgrown, and it didn't work, and they knew that's what you were doing. So they manipulated you into doing that over and over and over again, because that devil energy does not want you to self-actualize, don't want you to embrace your most authentic self, want to keep you asleep, and they're using the people around you by infecting them with this dark energy that I'm talking about. It's not with them 24/7, but for some of you it is. Because you're that powerful, and they're desperate to make sure that you do not self-actualize, realize who you are, and love yourself completely, because they know you. It's over, game over. Once you do that, they never had any power over you, except that which you would go break a boundary, you would, well, this one time, no. Once you did that, they figured you were weak, and that whatever they did in that instance, no, you just made a decision. They say it is. They did something to emotionally manipulate you, and they're going to keep doing that. Whatever they think that is, and you're like, quit doing that. But if you are in those old versions of yourself, you go back into those old patterns, and they win. They paid the due to that devil that told them, now you're going to stop collective this way. That's what all this is, and it is to make you stronger. The divine is allowing some of this to happen so that if you didn't on your own choose to do this completely, because you're like waffling, the divine will, if you want to or not, will make something so. Because you're supposed to be doing your life mission and not this with them. Spending all your time spinning your wheels with toxic persons, places, and things is not your soul mission. It's not. It's not what you incarnated for when your soul said, I'm going to decide to incarnate you so that spiritually you can do what we tell you to do seamlessly. Because before it's kind of like hopscotch, isn't it? I'm hopping on one leg, hopping on two legs. Throw the little rock. Have to jump over to hopscotch. Pick up the rock, turn around, and come back. That's not what your sole purpose is, to play hopscotch with toxic and toxicity. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Your person needs to learn how to show respect to others. And you're teaching them that by being your most authentic self and not putting up with their bull cookies. Your person, the devil card, where is it? It's a piece of cake. See, this is what the 50s looked like. Isn't that fun? Oh, God, look at their haircuts. Okay, the devil is a devil's food cake. Because we was all ladies staying home and baking cake since 1945, when we were allowed, some of us, to use a cake mix. But many of our grandmothers will tell you that they were guilted and shamed for use for time-saving contrivances unless it was a vacuum cleaner. But if you used a cake mix, oh, the menfolk would shame you. Shame it wasn't from scratch. You didn't make that cake from scratch. I know. Nowadays, you go get a cake mix and some frosting in a can. They used to have to Google it, boiled frosting, all these different frostings, because we didn't have any frosting in a can yet. And then in the 70s, we got frosting that you'd squirt out like whipping cream, only it was frosting, and you had little tips that you could, yeah. We were still shamed in the 70s because we wasted our money buying stuff like that. It was fun. See, the 50s is not fun. Everyone was too damn serious. And these nut jobs metaphorically want to go back to this, ladies. Devil card. Your person needs to be held accountable for every wretched level of chaos they create now, in the here and now, and lob it at you. Plus, I told you the divine's been watching them from the very beginning with you. You think like, well, no one was watching. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. Clarity arises. You're ready to give everything up. All secrets revealed. I found my most authentic self, and so it's over. You can't do this to me anymore. And if I see you doing it to other people, I'm going to step in and stop you and tell them to love themselves enough to tell that person to back off. You are not to come at me with that, or you don't get to be in my company or in my life. Oh yeah, that's like they know, oh, I'm about to be starved for a narcissistic supply. Or attention if they're just an a-hole. I think that's it. So here we go with this. Now, let me do this first. Over here. Yeah. Oops, this is the Six of Pentacles. Hold on. End of frustration in your own skin between your Emperor and Empress. To clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. You claim that inner child, like we discussed earlier. Look, the kids going trick-or-treating. Oh, that's like a kid holiday, isn't it? I love Halloween. For years I used to do quite the big ado for it. But all the kids in the neighborhood, for a while there, grew up. And all we were getting teenagers that were just, they wanted the candy. Well, I guess they were growing up and trying to satisfy their inner children, reminding themselves of how much fun they had as children. Or they had to go on to be adults. But you have no regret in loving yourself. Those two cups behind you, that's your keyed into the divine. Energy comes into your cup, you process it, you pour your vitality into the other cup, and that energy is propelled to the divine so that they can process it, because you work for the divine. They work for Team Cloven Hooves. So this right here, the Six of Pentacles, is you are supposed to be taking this journey. Here's the Fool. The journey of looking to your inner child and buttressing that inner child. The Seven of Swords. This is them already before they used to get away with 7 out of 7 things. This is them trying to get away with their arms are full. They tried to get these last 2 swords and they couldn't. Those last 2 swords are your way to communicate with Spirit, Holy Spirit, to the divine, to your spirit guides, to your spirit team, to your shadow team, your angels and ancestors. And these are swords. Swords are communication. But it's a double-edged sword. If you communicate maturely, we actually progress and it's a positive thing. But toxic people, just it's not in their DNA, unfortunately, to maturely communicate with you. Now, they will with everyone else, invest in everyone else and be appropriate with everyone else. It's just not with you. Can't help, not my rules. It's just the way it is. 6 of Swords, here we are again. You, look, she's got her that little round overnight makeup box that she's going to go. Oh, she's got on gloves. This is actually luggage. Some of you might be traveling. And while you're traveling, you're traveling away. You can really see it. But there's these 3 little faces in there, Earl, that as you're moving on, it was that narcissist, I'm not happy face. And they're faded. They're like a wisp of smoke as you are stepping on. You're stepping past all of this. You're not doing it anymore. Why are you showing me? Ooh, more swords. What are you showing me this for? Look at all these swords. You graduated. You graduated. Here, if I can do it. Clarifying the 6 of Swords. That's in the future. That is you graduating. Best wishes for you. Well done. This is you not laying down and dying for them anymore. Would you go to someone's house to please them, that they set this rule that when you arrive you have to, metaphorically, hack your whole leg off and leave it on the front porch waiting for you to come back and pick it up and reattach it, right? Metaphorically. Would you do that? I think not. But they expect you to leave parts of yourself, a large portion. Leg is a pretty big portion of a human body, don't you think? And every time you show up for 39 years, you are expected to hack off a specific same body part, your right leg, metaphorically, because we're on YouTube. Do you know how many people do it? Too many. Don't do that. I'm coming in with both legs. Deal with it. See, that's you setting a boundary with them and maintaining that boundary. More. This is you getting out from under their thumb. This is you right now, refusing to let them live rent-free in your head for a second. They were in there rent-free for too damn long, and they wrecked the place and demanded the deposit that you paid. They want that money. You don't deserve that money. Got it? I know. in your own skin, metaphorically. And there's that Eight of Swords. Oh yeah, we got the martini swords and olives that went in martinis. And I think these olives are wrapped in bacon. Yeah, they were not heart smart back in the 50s. Meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes. Eight of Swords. This is you getting out of the trap is what this is. Not being trapped in your own mind. You got stuff to do in your own mind and build positive things in that space that help to serve you and not them. This one? Okay. Okay, here's that devil card I told you about. It's a cake. What else is in here? We've got cigarettes as a vice, aspirin for all those headaches that they gave you. The cake has horns and is smoking a cigarette and drinking I think it's an old-fashioned. I don't drink, though. It's coffee, because coffee, why doesn't Jim drink my coffee? He's enjoying coffee here, but he never enjoys my coffee at home. Those are real commercials. They're real. Here we go. Cheese Whiz. It's a jar of Cheese Whiz. Spork. And a TV dinner. What did I tell you about? They would guilt and shame a mother in the 70s because she either wanted to have a job and go to work or did. Oh, that was a big narcissistic wound to some of the men folk. TV dinner. Again, see, guilting and shaming you because you didn't, after going to work all day, sound familiar? Come home and the kids had trashed the house. Dad came home at 5 and didn't lift a finger. He didn't cook dinner. See, that's what it was in the 50s, ladies. And they would guilt and shame you if you didn't come home from work and make a meal from scratch in 5 minutes. And if they didn't put something out to thaw, because there weren't microwaves yet. Now it was your fault. Silent treatment. Yeah, which is a form of emotional abuse, and that's not metaphorically. It's a fact. Four of Swords. Well, you got your cucumber. You got your avocado mask. You got cucumbers over your eyes. And you're radiating because you're taking care of yourself. In spite of all of this, you can eat a slice of cake, just don't eat the whole cake. It's devil's food. You'll be up all night from the caffeine. Ace of Swords, here we go again. This is St. Michael. You need to give St. Michael permission to come in and help you. I don't care if you have to do this every single day, if they're being that persevering in not a positive way. This is also a cakewalk. You'd go to an event at church and you'd see a table full of cakes. And then when the cakewalk would begin, they would put the cakes on the floor. Oh, who would do that? Ooh, ick. But you'd get to move up, and once something was determined during the cakewalk, you got to take a cake home. A whole cake. You want a cake. It's a way for you to win a cake. Three of Cups. Celebrate your inner child. You're, like we did earlier, the divine, inner divine masculine, inner divine feminine coming together in your own skin makes you feel really yummy. You feel so loved when they are enjoying each other's company, or the children out of the room, so that for a number one, their inner child can see what true, altruistic, mature relationship between the feminine and the masculine. Showing children what a healthy relationship is. That's what that means. Three of Cups and celebrating it. Four of Cups. Some of you are being offered a blessing. Are you going to still look down here at those three empty glasses? Are you going to be afraid when the divine, there's a spiritual awakening, to be an earth angel? The stuff that you go through is just upheaval in your life. Well, it's one way to tear out the things that don't serve you and to edit your life down so that you can keep your inner peace no matter who's trying to go after you, because they're toxic. It's all they know. Well, you don't have to keep doing it this way. Is collective going to claim that blessing? Yes, you are. This is the Ace of Cups. I'm not going to refuse any blessing that God has lined up for me. I'm claiming it. Are you kidding? I got rid of the things that don't serve me. I'm embracing my most authentic self. My life is finally, oh, what a relief. But I wouldn't have appreciated it before now. The divine knows what it's doing, like myself. I'm exactly where I am supposed to be right now, where they put me. And I have one job, and that's to make one video a day. So, and here, look at this, emotional wealth. This is you loving yourself. And this is Aries energy, good ideas in your own skin for yourself and your sake. Expanding on those ideas and that growth in Sagittarius. And in Leo, having the guts to keep doing this more and more for yourself. You get greedy for it in a good way, because you feel really, really good. Let's see here. What? Queen of Swords reversed is the nasty, especially a feminine energy. Could be in a male person. There's no gender in tarot, so this could be someone in your life being really vicious and nasty, and really, that means you've probably made the grade that you've gone so far in being your most authentic self, they can never touch you again. That's what this means. Look at you with your dishwasher with all your dishes loaded in there. This is the Nine of Pentacles. In your own skin, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Life's pretty groovy. So, in spite of that, you put every little dirty dish. Look how you took care of that dirty little toxic dish. Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, and Nine of Cups. In a new way. This was upside down in a new way, new beginning. It's a Christmas tree. Happy ending. Nine of Pentacles. In your own environment, your most immediate environment, your body. Three of Pentacles. as the divine exposes them and keeps them busy over here, away from you, you're able to move forward. Knight of Swords reversed. They just keep taking action and making more bad karma for themselves. Nine of Swords. It's a nightmare. Five of Cups, crying over spilled milk. Narcissist. Oh, they're diving deep into the nitty-gritty to see just how nasty they can be. Don't be there for it. Walk away. You don't have to stand there and don't you do it. You go do you. Ooh, Five of Cups and Six of Cups reversed. You never would have hurt this toxic person in a million years. They know it. But they still say that you're evil and that you hurt them all the time and that you don't communicate maturely. You blow up at them. No, you don't. And if you do, you're setting a boundary or you're trying to stop them from escalating to a ridiculous point. You have to raise your voice. You just do. Why are you yelling at me? I don't have to answer your questions and defend myself. So, see, never defend yourself. That's how they feed off of you too. And it's really hard. That was hard. Because you really want to defend yourself because they've trained you to do that. And when your authentic self says no more. First it's like quitting smoking cigarettes. It's like, because you're there. You really want one, but you're there. What's the point of it? You have to start all over again. From square one. Don't do it. Train yourself to not give them reactions. That's what they want. Happy, glad, mad, sad, pissed off, angry, insecure, lashing out. That's what they do. You are not them. They have to pull you down to their level because they can't raise their vibration where you are grounded, balanced, and centered. That's a fact. The Empress. Empress. It says, recipe for success. And she's got all of the food pyramid foods. Baby boomers, we got to learn in school about the food pyramid. She's got on her table the food pyramid that we know now in 2025 was not good for us at all. Who knew? That's life, isn't it? That pyramid became obsolete. Wasn't healthy. Because it wasn't. Eight of Cups. This is you getting yourself out of all of these little, that they keep trying, they pull you in, whoop, you get right out of it. They set you up for a tick, and you pull out a ladder and you climb down peacefully. They try to push you off a cliff. You have a parachute. And you laugh and giggle all the way down because you know they're going to be so upset that you had a parachute. Good for you. It's your most authentic self. The world, they can't walk away from what they've set up for themselves in that Eight of Cups, though. You're up here where you're supposed to be, and they're like, where are you going? This is the world reversed. They're gonna have to come back. You don't. You worked off all the karma with this person from past lives, this lives, whatever. You did the work. They didn't do any work. What did you say? Now, perpetual child, Page of Wands. But you are the Queen of Pentacles, no matter what your gender is. You have everything in order and under control. Now let me see if I can do this. To step over this stuff over here. Well, I think I did pretty good, and we did our assignment, soul family. You go out there and you have a really good day.